Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be discussing how to make the most out of your time, your 20s and 30s, to get to a point where you're in your late 30s, when that's sort of your peak male life, and you're going to be in a great spot financially. You're going to be getting whatever girl you want. You're going to be doing well financially, as I said. You're going to have a good physique. You're just going to have a great life. But with that being said, although I've worked very hard, I'm not someone that has neglected my 20s. I really think that's a mistake. I think if you go about your life without having good experiences, you're going to have nothing to talk about. Me and my mates, we live very tragic lives when we go and do fun stuff. We've had embarrassing moments that we just laugh about today. We've got lost in the middle of the Moroccan desert. Personally, I've just had so many fat failures that we all just laugh about, and it's just great. Just from having amazing experiences. With that being said, we've had some great times as well, which haven't been as tragic. But I think that's the worst mistake you can make, is not enjoying your 20s. It doesn't have to be expensive. This video is going to be about finding that balance. There'll be guys out there that say, I'm full of shit, just sacrifice your 20s, this is when you got peak energy. To that, I would somewhat agree. Your hormones, everything's in your favor right now. You've got no responsibilities. You might have kids, you might not, but with that being said, let's jump straight into it, guys. So, the first thing is the 80-20 principle. 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort, which is very true, and that goes in so many areas of life. It's a natural law of physics. So, what I mean by this, I'm not someone that goes to the gym 7 days per week. I do exercise daily because it's something I enjoy, but if you want to build a good physique, it doesn't take a long time, but it needs to be done with intention. You need to work extremely hard in the gym. I would say 3 or 4 days per week in the gym is enough. 45-minute workouts, and they need to be hard workouts. You need to be doing compound lifts. And this isn't just for muscle growth, by the way. Like, those compound lifts, training really hard to failure, that is what supports your hormones. There was a study done on 70-year-olds. The 70-year-olds with the stronger legs actually had a less likelihood to develop dementia. There's tons of little facts like that about just having strong bones, strong legs. So that's why it's so important to train really hard, guys. But yeah, it doesn't take much. In fact, I think overtraining is something you actually want to avoid. So 4 days in the gym is more than enough. That goes for business as well, guys. Early on in my real estate career, I found myself just doing silly little things, like just posting too much on social media, for example, when I really could have been following up with leads. I just have got really good at identifying the tasks which actually move the needle forward. For me, that is like 9 times out of 10 getting on the phones. Other than that, if there's like a big task that I'm trying to avoid, that is what I need to do. And when you get really good at identifying what needs to get done, you're going to be in a great spot. That is my best advice. Just find the tasks that you're trying to avoid and just write them down and just get them done one by one by one by one. Don't even overthink it. Just get through that list. Don't spend your time thinking, oh, what's the hardest? What should I get done first? Just get through it and don't just be an idiot. Be a robot about it. But yeah, I would say just get the things that actually make a difference out of the way. But yeah, it's not necessarily about working extremely long hours. My last video I discussed how to make a lot of money, and I said, just guys, work 60 hours a week. For me, that's not a lot, to be honest with you. 60 hours is not a lot. I mean, I work a lot more than 60 hours, and that's just normal to me. I used to work as a head chef, and those hours were absolutely horrifying. I mean, I was getting like 6 hours sleep per night, but not to ramble on, but it's not necessarily about working really long hours. It is just about using your time with intention. So, as I said, guys, you do need to sacrifice your 20s and 30s to a degree. You need to work really hard. These are the years where you're actually gonna build those foundations, if you know what I mean. Because if your house doesn't have foundations, it's just gonna fall to the ground. So get this right, guys. Use your time with intention. Go to the gym and work really hard in your business. And ultimately, that's what really matters when it comes to getting where you want to be in life. The reason I enjoy my life and having good experiences is because, unfortunately, you could die tomorrow. You could get in a car crash. You don't know what could happen. And that's the unfortunate reality of life. Like, a lot of young people, they don't see 35, you know? So, although you do need to think like a businessman and sacrifice your time, because your time is your greatest asset, you do need to have experiences as well. Don't neglect time with your family. I've also written down you might work a 9 to 5 job, which probably means you can have 4 or 5 holidays per year. But this stuff does not need to be expensive, guys. Especially if you live in Europe. I mean, the US, it's similar. There are great places you can visit, and you can get flights around for like $70 about a look. So, if you get 4 or 5 holidays per year, it's usually I think 22 days holiday, and you get paid for it as well. Just go to cool places. Don't just always go to Spain. I love Spain, by the way, but just go to random weird places. One of my best holidays was in Belgrade, Serbia, and we just went fishing. It was just awesome. What so many memories from that. But just go to cool places, what she could talk about. And my friend James, he made a video, one of his early videos, and he actually came up with an interesting concept. If you have more experiences, you literally live longer. Not in terms of time, but if you could think back to when a lot of the guys watching this will have a background where they weren't very fulfilled with their life, and they just scrolled through social media and they played video games for years. Can you think back to those years and just tell me, can you just think of an experience? You probably can't actually remember too much of what happened in those years. But when I think about 2023, which was when I really started traveling, I went to Spain 5 times. I went to Thailand. I went to China. I went to so many different places, and I could tell you absolutely everything which happened on each day, because that is just how cool my life was. And it's almost like you live longer, you actually think back and you can remember what actually happened. It's like you're living longer. You're actually living. When you're sat in your house playing video games, you're not living. So that is why experience and stuff is so important. And this, you can laugh about it, you can just bring back memories. And also, if you're 20 and you don't really have a social life, you're gonna really regret it when you get to 35, when you don't have those day one boys, I'm so lucky that I went out to Thailand. I met guys that were on the same wavelength, we're on the same journey. Back then, we weren't where we wanted to be, and we've just grown together, and we've had these experiences together, and that is why it's so important, guys. So that is it. Use your time with intention. Work extremely hard. You are gonna have to work long hours sometimes. It's a natural fact of life. You can't grow a business on a couple hours a week. You need to put the time in. But with that being said, you do need to set time aside to go see your family, do stuff on the weekends. I mean, I was working really hard as a chef, I was just putting money aside. This is my entire life. I still made time to go to London one time per month, and I'd just go watch a show. I booked myself a hotel, and that was just fantastic for me. But that little bit of pleasure every single month just kept me going. You just need to do that. Even if it is something as small as that, you guys just need to get as many experiences as possible, because that is what this life is about, because we're not here forever. So guys, that is everything I wanted to cover. Use your time with intention and enjoy your life. You'll have to sacrifice it to a degree, but leave a comment. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. Thank you very much.